Hey everybody, we're the Splinter Twins. I'm Mark, that's Kyle, and today we're here to pour one out. Oh, you can't see that, but here we are. We're pouring one out because
Was that
Standard's
orange
dead.
soda?
It is orange soda. Standard's
It's
dead.
not.
We haven't talked about this yet between Kyle and I, but I'm. It's not good.
We are on opposite sides of this issue. I can already tell you.
Wow.
Magic Foundations is coming to Standard in a surprise turn of events this November 15th. There's just a set out of nowhere, but it's not a regular set. There's a lot of changes. Mark, just briefly, quickly walk through what Foundations is.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You remember core sets? It's kind of like that in the sense that, and that's not a problem. That's actually totally fine. So this November 15th, we're going to get a set of cards. And what's unique about this set of cards is they are, quote, semi-permanent, right? We got this announced at Amsterdam by WotC. And essentially it's some number of cards, maybe like 500-ish cards. We don't know the exact number yet. That is going to be put into Standard for a minimum of 5 years. So mark it on your calendar. 2029, these cards will be Standard legal. But they also very much left the door open to say, who knows what the future holds? Maybe longer. Maybe we'll add to it. We don't know if this is this is not necessarily an every year product. This is an every 5-year product, every 3-year product. We don't really know. They left the door very open for that. But what we do know is these cards are coming this November, and they are going to hugely impact Standard.
It's going to boil down to, and we're going to go through our nitnoid little point by points, but it's going to boil down to what these cards are. We've seen a handful of spoilers. Mark, you can probably flash them up on the screen as we talk about them. But if they're super crappy, not important cards, who cares? They don't affect Standard. Yeah. If they're disgusting, ultra mega powered cards, then obviously it's a problem. If they're fun build-arounds that are kind of cool and can boost up some archetypes that have some trouble normally, yay. But that's what it's going to boil around on. But Mark, let's talk about this is the biggest change since 3-year rotation. Am I right?
It's bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. I think and so here's the thing, right? And the crux of it really is, yes, it's a change, and I think it has fundamentally changed Standard because Standard is rotation. Rotation is Standard, and so when you don't rotate, you're not Standard. And so I think there's a lot of reasons why people don't like rotation. Obviously, WotC is responding to that with a 3-year deal. But looking at the cards that we have access to, Llanowar Elves, fantastic mana dork. Wrath of Judgment, fantastic sweeper. Omniscience, holy shit, the best reanimator target. Let's get silly. Especially now with that card. I just want to pivot on that card for 1 second. When that card was Standard legal, the things they were paying for free were not Atraxa, Atali, Portal to Phyrexia. The bombs are bombier. So that card is a real genuine problem. And there are ways to cheat that into play on turn 4 in Standard. Not hard to do. So
Reenact the crime.
I suspect the reason why they're showing us these cards, there's 2 things. You tell me which one. Are they showing us these cards because these are the best ones? Or are they trying to get us prepared for these are going to be good cards in this set, right? Intentionally so, to sell packs, to move product.
I think
what's happening.
I think that specifically answer your question, they're a representation of what these cards are. I would suspect they're cards that they thought was going to get people's attention, Omni and Llanowar specifically, but. Yeah. There was also the Cat of 9 Lives, which is just really cool and flavorful. It was a bit of a standout. People just kind of like the flavor of that.
They did say 50-50 reprints and originals. We do know that bit.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Look, my thing is about this. I think it's cool. I think that if you nail the cards, it's awesome. I talked to Mark about this just a little bit. If there were cards like Oni Cult Anvil and Michiko's Reign of Truth, fun, stupid build-around cards that never really dominated Standard in any way, but made certain archetypes viable, I think the Cat is a good example of that. Just a cool sack outlet that's not really overpowered. Great, awesome, love it. But this rotation obsession with Wizards is just fundamentally the inability to diagnose the root cause of the problem.
Yes.
And that the root cause of the problem that they keep trying to solve symptoms of it, but they don't understand, or they're not willing to understand that the thing that people hated was not the rotation. We had rotation for 15 years and it wasn't a problem. Years. It's because people got really tired of their cards being banned out from underneath them, and two, the price. Standard was the cheaper option because you didn't want to spend $1,600 on a modern deck, so you would go to the LGS and you would buy like a tier 1 standard deck for $110. Impossible these days. You're paying hundreds of dollars like for Sheldred's. Ridiculous.
Because every standard set has to get staples for modern in there because they got to have a rotation there, sorta. They got to feed commander, so that's going to drive the price up. So this gets silly. I don't understand why you would look at this set and say this is going to be so good for onboarding new players, which, you know, that's what the core sets were there to do, and maybe this will be there. We've got 2 products for sale right with this. We've got the
3 actually.
They've got the beginner's box, 200 cards. Like, that is the beginner's box, right? $30, you go buy that, you start playing Magic. And I totally understand why you want to, from a business perspective, put that on the shelf, and you can tell your big box retailers, your Targets, your Walmarts, your Amazons, hey, this isn't gonna turn to expired milk on you, right? Like, you can stock this and know you're gonna sell it. And then there's also the 350 card product that's $60, right? And we don't really know what's in there and all that stuff, or how much overlap there even is. The stated goal is that it's like, you like the beginner's box, now it's time to upgrade the same cards with the starter collection. So how is it not confusing?
Well, actually, the third product is also buying booster packs, play boosters that will augment, though. And they specifically said in Amsterdam, all the cool cards are in the boosters, which way to say the quiet part out loud, Wizards.
I think it'll probably be similar to what we've seen in like, you know, pre-cons and stuff like that in the past. So, like, you know, point well taken. You did say the quiet part out loud, but I don't think that's something we didn't expect or know. Here's the part I think about that's weird with the onboarding. Like, what are you going to tell a new player? I know rotation kind of confuses people, but like, now we have a situation where this is standard. These are the cards you can play in standard. These will rotate at this time, but these will not rotate. Those will rotate at a different time. How is that not more confusing?
It is. And, you know...
And their decks are going to fly apart at different times?
Yeah.
Right?
So,
theoretically?
The existence of this product, though, I'm really excited about because I really want to, at work, get draft going. And the idea that I can buy play boosters that are core set-like... There's no way I can really... I was going to have to make a cube. There was no way I could sit down and teach people how to draft with, like, OTJ or Modern Horizons. Like, get out of here. Like, new players cannot possibly process that much text and that much complexity. So I am excited about that because I can fire off drafts with this product. But I understand your point because, like, let's say somebody builds, like, a cool green-white enchantments deck or whatever with the cards in the starters collection or whatever. And then, you know, 60% of those cards are from the starter collection, so they're good. But then some of them are from Kamigawa. No, that one already rotated. But, you know, you put a Dominaria card in there, and then that one rotates, and you're just like, wait, why did that happen?
What are we doing here? Like, I know people got mad. I think you're 100% right. We had that fire philosophy. We had an unprecedented number of bans, and people said, I cannot believe I just spent $400 on this deck to have a month later all these cards get banned. I'm done with standard, right? That was the problem. Stopping rotation is, I am not exaggerating, Kyle, that is killing standard. Means there's no more standard when you don't have rotation. Like, it's not even a question of like, am I sick of looking at this, or would it be better, or whatever. If you don't rotate the cards, I'm already starting to feel this with the 3-year standard. I think it was a mistake to have 3-year rotation because look at how little OTJ impacted standard. Look at how little MKM impacted standard, right? Like, they can't. Just by probability they can't. And now we're going to have 500 cards that just stick around forever? No, thank you. Staples that stick around forever? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
We've killed standard.
It's got to be...
It's not hyperbole.
Well, no, you don't know that because if those 3 cards, let's just say Day of Judgment, Llanowar Elves, and Omni are the best cards out of the 500 or whatever.
Yeah.
There's every chance in the world they could be underpower, fun build around cards that are cool to onboard new players, but they just don't have an impact on standard.
But they won't be.
You don't think so?
They will not move product that way. I guess the best I could hope for is a nothing burger. That feels weird. I just think,
the best you could hope for is like some fun, cool build-arounds, and then, you know, a bunch of vanilla creatures that people can learn to draft with. But like I said, if I told you right now, Omnical Anvil and Michiko's Reign of Truth were in the whatever
I'd be cool with
Foundations.
that.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
I wouldn't. I'd be honest with you. I wouldn't be like having a funeral for it. I don't think I'd like it. I don't want to see Michiko's for 5 years.
Well, you haven't been seeing it for the last 3 years, so what does it really matter?
No, that's not true.
We're the only people that play that card.
No, people play in enchantments or whatever. Like
you've never groaned when you saw Michiko's across the table. And
yes, I have. But you're forgetting what Standard used to be like 2 years ago when the enchantments deck was like a real arena deck. Like that thing actually slapped, and Michiko's was a part of that. That card notwithstanding, I just don't understand the logic here. I thought Ditmar, Ditmar 404 or 104 on our last video commented that they would like to see a 5-year standard, right? Basically all the same cards as standard, but let's have a 5-year window, right? Before this got announced, by the way, they commented that. I think that's an option. Like, let's make a new format where it's like there is rotation, but it's a 5-year horizon. Why do we have to kill standard to have that?
That's Pioneer.
No, Pioneer's like going to have the same problem as Modern. It just keeps Pioneer was made
so it rolls. It rolls.
Exactly.
Sure.
So it's rotation, but like a really long 5-year horizon. Let's try that before we have to kill Standard to make this happen.
Yeah, I think I would rather see that. Call it, I don't know, Standard Plus or whatever. Call it, Cinco, 5 years.
Cinco.
But yeah,
like
it just
that.
rolls with the format.
Yeah.
And, it is what it is, and they don't have to aggressively curate it or anything. This, like I said at the beginning of the video, this comes down to what cards they choose to put in it. If it's what I'm hoping, some fun build arounds and some low impact cards that are there to teach people, and that's all it is, then I think this is a net positive and it's awesome.
It's already not that though, because of the cards we've seen. Like, I am already sick. I am already preemptively sick of people reanimating a 10 mana enchantment that lets you play cards for free. But that's fine. They can ban it. I can get used to it. I can graveyard hate, like whatever. That's fine. I do take your point that there is a chance that this is a bunch of French vanilla creatures, and it's fine. Like, it's totally fine. That could happen. I just really don't think that's going to happen. And I will say, I am in the minority here heavily. Most of the stuff I've seen on Reddit, on YouTube, people are like, yeah, I like this. And it's like a lot of people, the same thing I hear over and over again, I don't like rotation so much. And I'm like, bitch, go play other formats. Like, what am I the only person left on this goddamn planet that likes rotation, that likes standard?
No.
I feel like it's my one thing. And they're like, I play Commander, I play Draft, I love these other formats, but like, why do we have to get rid of rotation? I like rotation.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
I'm not saying in 5 years all these cards are going to expire from whatever magical pool, but I guarantee you more cards will be printed into them, or in 5 years or 3 years, they're going to print more of them because Wizards going to sell more packs. Like, what happens in 4 years when the audience has all of these Foundation cards?
Well,
they're just going to hang it up.
If it's truly the onboarding point, right? Like, let's say, let me paint you the best case scenario. This is purely an onboarding product that we want to be able to point people towards, that is shelf stable, right? And it's low impact. Your French vanilla creatures, a couple of bombs that you can just sort of get used to. Though they are, to be clear, highly incentivized not to ban anything out of this set, right? Because you've essentially just taken all this stuff that you expected to sell for 5 years and took a big crap on it. So there's that. They will not ban anything out of this set, I'm calling you now, unless they absolutely have to. So just get ready for that. But let's say none of that happens and whatever. Then it's like, okay, I guess that's fine.
Or they'll Hogak it and they'll just ban everything around the problem card.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They'll ban standard cards before they ban this. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's true. And I
don't.
They'll
ban. What's that thing that I just said that reanimates it? What's it called?
Reenact the Crime.
Reenact the Crime. They'll ban that card before they ban Omni.
Let's breathe. Let's take a beat. The Dustborn cards look cool. The Bloom Barrow cards look cool. Yeah, let us know in the comments section. Are you happy about this? Do you think or is it a nothing burger? Are you happy, or are you like me, just like pulling your freaking hair out?
No, you were hyperventilating.
No, I really don't think
you're like the quintessential Magic YouTuber right now. You're freaking out about like
I'm not though.
You're looking at this much of the puzzle. You're looking at this much of the puzzle. It comes down to what cards are in the set. If you mark got to pick the exact cards in this set, you would think it's a positive good thing, right?
Yeah, because they would all be grizzly bears and
And Anvil, you
well,
bitch. You better put Anvil
no,
in there.
I
I'm
won't put
gonna
Anvil in
miss
there.
it
I'll
so
put
much.
not Anvil in there just to torment you. I'll put that, and I'll put Hill Giants in there, and that'll be the set. And I'm like, you can go learn to play Magic with that. That's what I want to happen. But here's the thing: like, what are you gonna do? So if I'm right, and these cards are, balmy reprints and stuff like that, that's gonna be, staples. Let's not even say like meta defining stuff. Let's just say staples, right? Like, a couple of Wandering Emperors slip through or something. Like, are you just gonna wait till November 15th and be like, oh shucks, I guess the format I love is dead? Ooh. Is that you? Is that what you want to do?
No, there's no reason. You have to see what the cards are. Also, here's the thing that you haven't even considered. Isn't this the best possible format for mana base?
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's be awesome. That would be absolutely to print like consistent good lands into this that don't rotate every 5 years. So your mana, like the worst part about standard, is dropping 50% of your deck price on lands. That sucks ass.
Yes,
if you can put good lands into this product, and then you don't have to have like the mandatory dual land cycle. Not only is that going to improve draft, but it's also going to make standard a lot cheaper.
Okay, I hear that. If they have the restraint, which they don't, if they have the restraint to put the base land duality stuff, you're basically your mana, your rare lands, right? Let's say for fixing purposes, into this foundation set, and then they leave it alone. I would love that. That would legitimately solve a problem. They won't.
I think that's such an easy slam dunk. Wizards, don't fuck me on this, Wizards.
So it will have the exact opposite effect if they keep printing rare lands that have mana fixing capability. Then we'll see what we have in 3-year standard, which is like, fuck it, you can play anything, right?
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons why
you have
these
to
decks
like
are so crazy.
In Dusk or whatever, you have to like print like more common tap land kind of stuff to enable draft, and you just leave out like the pathways or whatever you're going to reprint.
Your snarls, your pathways, your your
you can print snarls all you want.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, but there's always that whether it's 5 or 10 in a set, and to take those rares out of there would be lovely. I would love that. That would be a win if we saw that happen. I don't think we will, because those are easy rares to design. They sell. You need them. They move wild cards. Like, these are all things that make Wizards money.
The wild cards argument is true. I don't think they sell. I don't think any standard lands have moved packs in a long time.
Pathways did.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like,
no, they absolutely did.
Yeah, they did. But there was a lot going on in like Kaldheim too that moved
Kamigawa.
Packs.
They weren't dual lands, but you bet your ass those lands move some packs.
Oh well, yeah, those aren't dual lands though. But yeah, obviously those.
Regardless, right? The rare lands are moving packs. The triomes from Capenna, like, it happens a lot.
You're right. I was thinking about the more recent sets with like the fast and the slow lands. Yeah. No, the legendary lands and the pathways for sure, and the triomes obviously. But yeah, I think there's the room to. I still think if they do that with the mana base stuff in Foundations, that would just be awesome and amazing.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm gonna leave the door open. Like, I'm not gonna say this is like, I'm not ever playing standard again.
You literally started the video by saying standard is dead. You literally
I think it is
did
dead,
that.
Kyle. No. I think it is dead. I think when they did the 3-year thing, they put it on life support, and now they're like walking in there to inject it with some air bubbles. Like, this is fucking happening. Like, get ready. Standard is dying. Execution date is November 15th. Like, this is not good. Time will prove me right on this. I will clip it here.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it.
So here's the thing. The only reason why I don't think it's nearly as bad as you. I think that if I, like, this might be hubris, but like if me, Kyle, was designing this set, I think it would be a slam dunk home run. We'd like all high five each other, like we just land on the goddamn moon.
What if I gave you all the money? What if I gave you all the money?
Yeah, I honestly like Magic the Gathering more than I like money, which means I'll probably never be in charge of Wizards of the Coast.
He's full of shit, but whatever. Let's go.
Oh man, Mark, actually, you know how much I crave the adoration of other people. So
that's true, but still, money talks.
Yeah,
and
I still think
in this situation.
I mean, I would get more money than Wizards. Like, I would get like a shitload of money and make me happy. But regardless, the point is, the only reason why I'm agreeing with you in principle is because I have zero faith in Wizards of the Coast as a company. Not the designers, not the individual R&D people that work there. I'm sure if the people that work there that, that designed this game. I'm sure if they were the ones calling the shots, it would be awesome. But the executive class and the money people at Wizards are going to say, turn up the knob. We've got to move these packs. We're investing a lot into printing. And that's why I am pessimistic. I'm not doomsaying like you. I would say there's like a 70% chance that this is a net negative, and I think there's only like a 30% chance this is a net positive.
Yeah. Everything evolves into Commander. Everything evolves into Crabs. We'll see, man. All right. Well, we'll call it there. I guess until we know more information, right? We'll just have to sort of hope for the best because that's what we have. Yeah, there's that. Let us know down below. Am I wrong? Is this? Most people seem to think this is wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm crazy. Calm me down. I need that clearly. But yeah, we'll cut it there, and we'll be back later this week with a fun video on some artifacts, or maybe that was on Tuesday. We'll see what we edit the order in. But yeah, really appreciate you guys helping me go to therapy.
Just get a brown paper bag and then drink all the bourbon.
I'll
that's
breathe into my
it.
brag. My orange soda's gonna calm me down.
Get a brown paper bag and then drink all the bourbon that's inside it.